Hey everybody, Greg Buckley here. Just a little quick. Everybody's been asking me about what kind of warranty companies that we like to work with. Well, I have to tell you that some of the things are right here on the side. I'm not going to be fancy about it because it doesn't need to be fancy. You just need to understand how these warranty companies work. They are looking after their own pocket, of course, and they're not going to pay out if they don't have to, especially as the car market has. They're losing tons of value on the cars because they were overinflated to begin with. So they had to put out a policy that took a high value of a car and now it's not worth that value, yet they're still paying. They have to pay on these repairs. They don't like doing that. So here are some of the ones that we've had good luck with at the shop. They're fairly respectable. Car Shield is an absolute no. I don't care what you read about them. They're horrible. We don't even deal with them. But here's a few that we do. Car checks. They've been coming up pretty good. They pay well. They pay what the shop needs to have in order to make a profit, which is what they're in business for. So that's the key point in any warranty company you're going to hear from a shop owner or a repair shop is, hey, they're not going to beat me up to death. They're not going to make me discount prices. They're not going to send me parts. They're not. They're going to pay what is respectable to get the car repaired professionally. So that's where we would rate it as a repair center on our own. How well do we work with the warranty company? How well do they pay? What do they pay? What's the rates that we have? We all have our standard rates. Do they pay for testing? Will they back up the vehicle in terms of coverage? And we have our coverage. We have warranties. But in the same sense, it's just has to be a good relationship for us to work with a warranty company and to actually promote it or say, yes, we can work with that. All right, so we have Car Check. Car Check's been pretty good. I've had great examples with them. Their coverages are fair. As always, you as a consumer, whatever you want to buy, uh, the level that you purchase, whether it's the gold, platinum, silver, whatever they call it, titanium, doesn't matter. There's all advantages and they're all different price points. So, USAA, another one. We've had some good luck with these with USAA. They're respectable. We haven't had an issue. And again, they pay what we present, meaning that we're going to present a fair estimate and we expect to get paid on that estimate. And if there's any variables, such as deductibles, you are responsible for that. So, fidelity warranty is another good one. All right, they are very good. These next ones, Fidelity and the warranty company over here, they're all part of the CarMax Max Care program, and most we work with CarMax as well. They have been very good. Fidelity and then the warranty company, they were just purchased by Assurant. All right, now Assurant is kind of like an underwriter, and they take the bulk of the claim, and they will the ones that will send out an adjuster, finalize the payment, authorize everything, and usually they're pretty good. They allow us again to make what we need to make on the job to it professionally, to do it profitably, and then we can go from there. So these are all part of the CarMax program, I should say, the Fidelity, Assurant, and the warranty company. Liberty. Liberty Mutual has a car program as well. We've had good luck with them. But really, what I want to let you know is look on the side here. Again, I'm not being fancy, so you can read it as I go along on the side. But what you must know about warranty companies: they are not going to cover 100% of all repairs. They just won't. It's a subsidy. All right, so they subsidize the cost of repairing your vehicle, meaning that you're not going to get 100% all the time. There might be some fees you have to pay, some different charges, and that's because the shop has its rate and its standards. Just like any small business would, it needs profit to stay alive, and if there's any difference, the client, you, the policy owner, are understanding that you will be required to pay the differences. It could be a few $100s, it could be under $100, but those fees are going to be your responsibility, and that's if you want to pursue it. All right, you are responsible for all testing before a claim can be made on your behalf. All right. If the warranty company states that it's not covered, you are responsible for paying all testing fees. That sometimes gets really misconstrued by a lot of people because, man, you can come in and think that you're not going to get one dime out of your pocket, but in real life, you're responsible. So before we can even set a claim, we have to know what's going on with it. And when we figure that out, they come back and say, "Hey, we're not covering this thing. Unfortunately, you, the policy holder and the owner of the vehicle, are responsible. So you would be required to pay that bill." Additional fees such as sublets, hazmat, or shop supplies, they're your responsibility. So if a vehicle has to be, let's say the repair shop doesn't weld and you need to have a weld to get this job done, that sublet is your responsibility. That's not going to be covered under most cases. Hazmat or shop supplies, these are fees that are fairly common, but again, the warranty companies do not pay that. So therefore, that burden falls on you, the policy holder and car owner. Now, some of the things that, I'll tell you right now that I see it sometimes is, do not buy a warranty plan knowing that you have a major issue already going on with your car and you think it's going to be covered, because man, it will not be. You can't say that you have an engine problem, go out and buy a warranty plan, and then turn around within a week or so and say, "Hey, I got this engine problem." They're going to deny you. Why? Because they know that's going to happen. So they take it and they say, well, you need 90 days or you need 10,000 miles before the coverage actually starts. There's all kinds of variables. So what happens is you go out and you buy that policy. You're locked in for a couple $100 a month, and before you know it, you're not even able to use it. All right. So don't do that. If you've got an engine problem, figure another way. All right. Find financing for it. Do something. Get rid of it. It doesn't matter. Don't buy a warranty plan because they're just going to deny you. All right, plain and simple. They may even ask you to get a inspection done prior to having the policy written for you. I've seen that before as well. Tear down. Let's go back to tear down, just like inspection. So if a motor is knocking, they're going to ask us to tear down and find out exactly what's knocking. Now, in all common sense, it's something internal. If it's a rod knock or a piston slap or a valve problem, basically you're going to request to have the engine replaced. I mean, you're not going to tear an engine down, but they're going to make you tear it down to find that knocking rod or the slapping piston or whatever else is in the driveline or transmission that's making the noise. So they do that so that they can make you responsible for tearing it down. And then when you get to the point of coverage, well, it could be covered, they may decide, well, we're only going to cover that part, right, which could be a piston or a rod out of the whole engine, or they'll deny you because you don't have records for your oil and this is an ongoing problem and it was prior and you're out all the money, and plus now you're responsible for that tech's time tearing down that engine. So it's pretty crappy. But anyway, it's a risk you take before you get the final yes. All right. So make sure that you have. I go back in and read the fine print 3 times, and plus oil and maintenance records. Man, if you don't have oil records for every time you have changed the oil, whether you do it yourself or not, that is the first thing they look for nowadays. When was the last time you had a service? Do you have records? And if you don't, your road is so much longer to get covered. And there's a lot of fighting that's got to go on and a lot of proof, because oil is critical in today's cars. They know that by not maintaining oil level, they will deny it for lack of maintenance. It's very easy. So that's what they want. And even if you do it yourself, you need receipts for the amount of oil you purchase or where you purchased it at, how many quarts and what type and what kind of filter and everything about it. So you really need to be on point. You should even carry a log book and say, I changed my oil this date, that date, and have it match up with your receipts. That's if you do it yourself. If you go to a shop, make sure the shop gives you a receipt. Ask if they keep receipts so that you can fall back and say, hey, call my shop up and I'll have the receipts for you. I can email them, whatever the case might be. All right. So go back down. We'll go back to the used car warranties on the 30-day side. Excuse me. Car lots. If you buy a unit from a car, what you need to do is make sure that you read the warranty. It's usually an as is where is situation, and that's a way for them to get out of any warranty, I guess, obligations in a sense. They sell a cheap policy from a cheap underwriter, and there's all kinds of restrictions. Basically, you're going to be on your own. It's a waste of time, not even worth uh, the paper it's printed on and you signing it. But it's like a curbside. That's the way that I look at it. Anyway, they're worthless. Don't even think that you have something in coverage unless, like, say you buy it and in day 3 or 4 the engine blows up and you didn't do anything wrong. All right, and then you may have a case. But again, like I write, they'll probably take the car back, ask you to flip it into something else. They don't want to give your money back. They just want to flip you into something else, and you'll be happy and you'll go on. It's not the right thing to do, but that's what goes on. All right, read the fine print. I said 3 times. Read it many times. Take it to somebody who maybe has a better set of eyes. Maybe they have a better understanding of it. Don't rely on just yourself. Find a qualified repair shop. Let them kind of educate you on what it is, what the fine print is, what it means. There's a lot of misunderstanding sometimes on this stuff. So you got to be able to read everything and understand everything about it. But I wanted to just give this to you. You know, you can take all this information and do what you want, but just protect yourself against all of it, against used cars in general. Best advice I can give you is get yourself an inspection prior to buying any vehicle. You might spend a couple $100, but it's worth it instead of getting involved with all this hassle. All right. And so that was it. All right. Greg Buckley, Buckley's Auto Care. I know you can't see me. I can't see you, but hopefully this information will help you out. All right. Thanks.